Evening everyone, SG Caper. Sorry about my desk, although not really sorry, I guess. Doing something a little different. I'm working on a figure. I've been working on little halflings for my fantasy characters, and I did a foot swap, and I figured I'd show you how to add a boss fight foot so that you can get more articulation and give it a little more kind of goofy proportions, or halfling proportions. So let's get to it. Just gonna pop these off. The first step is to figure out where you're going to cut the leg. So what I did to figure this out originally was put this foot up against the leg and figured out where it should go, and then I scored it with my X-Acto, and this one is about there. Now I could work my way through it with that, I guess. I tried on the first one and it was working, but it was just taking a long time, and I don't have a lot of patience. So I'm going to not use the X-Acto to do this. I am going to use my Dremel. And I'm just going to use a little cutting wheel. I have it marked. Now you could take the leg off. I'm going to leave it on because it gives me something to hold on to. Ooh, a little too slow. All right, now let's double check. So you can see the cut's not great. It's a little off to the side, so I'm going to have to clean that up. Let's see if that works. Still a little uneven, not much, but it's enough. With a figure this small, little things make a big impact. Okay, I'm going to switch to a little drill bit here. Now what I need to do is kind of hollow this out before I even put in the hole for the foot peg. I just want to hollow it out so that it sits in there a little more flush. Okay, so now hopefully, no, I'm going to go just a little bit more. All right, now hopefully I can put a little hole for the foot peg part and put it in. Now what I'm using is a Boss Fight Studio foot, but what I did is I cut the toe. So this is a superhero foot, I guess, and it has a more pointed toe, and I kind of cut it and rounded it off to make it look more like a boot, and it should sit in there nicely once I put in a little hole for that peg. I also trimmed the peg just, I don't think I did this one yet, just a little bit, because this is not very deep. So I'm going to switch bits to a thinner bit. This is a slightly thinner bit. It's a little thinner than the peg that I'm using. But let's see if it works. When you do this, you want to aim for the center of the foot. Let's see if I did that right. Okay, so that hole's just a little small. You want to go little bits at a time, little corrections, because if you go too big, then you could mess it all up. Come on. Nope. Not quite. There we go. Make sure they're at the same height. They are. Can he stand? He can. Let's put them all back together. And there we go. Now on this foot, I didn't take my own advice and I drilled too quickly using too big of a bit. And what I had to do was fill the hole with some hot glue and then put this in to the hot glue to make a nice joint. Either way, so if you do mess up and use the wrong, make the hole too big, you can always fill it with hot glue. I also did the same thing on the head, so that would fit. There you go. I added some articulation and some interesting proportions to a halfling that I'm going to create for my Dungeons and Dragons game. Thanks for watching.